Hello and welcome to the Orthodox View, where we discuss latest religious news from an Orthodox Christian perspective. I am its host, Philip Champion. In the southern part of the city of Kosovska Mitrovica, a Serbian cemetery had been destroyed by vandals. The broken graves were discovered by Serbs who managed to get into the closed Albanian part of the city to commemorate their dead relatives. Many were unable to find the graves. The cemetery was ravaged, monuments were smashed, and rubble was scattered. According to Archpriest Milija Arcevic of the Kosovska Mitrovica church community, the situation is very difficult. From year to year, vandals demolish more and more grave monuments, and the cemetery administration does not pay any attention to this. Since 1999, the city of Kosovska Mitrovica has been divided into a southern part with an absolute majority of the Albanian population and a northern part with mostly Serbian population. After the division of the city, the Serbian Orthodox Church of St. Dimitri was located in its Albanian part and became inaccessible to Serbs. Therefore, in 2005, a new church was built and consecrated in the Serbian district. In 2011, the Serbs erected a barricade on the main bridge over the Ibar River between the Albanian and Serbian parts of the city. Orthodox education should not be an optional, but a compulsory subject in Serbian schools. This was stated by the Patriarch Porphyry of the Serbian Orthodox Church at the International Conference 20 Years of Religious Education in the Republic of Serbia. According to the Serbian Patriarch, the issue of compulsory teaching of Orthodox faith at schools directly affects the spiritual appearance of the citizens of Serbia. According to His Holiness, today only 450,000 students attend optional classes of Orthodox education in schools, which is the smallest number of students in all previous years. Such low attendance occurs, among other things, because this subject is placed in the school schedule at the most inconvenient time. The Romanian Orthodox Church will support pregnant women who find themselves in a critical situation. The Social Project for Life was launched in early November. Its organizers are the Archdiocese of Argeș and the Budapest Christian Association Pro Vita. At the first stage, 10 parishes in Romanian cities will be covered by the project, and then the program will be extended to other localities of the Argeș and Muskil dioceses. The project is aimed at supporting motherhood and the Orthodox family. Single pregnant women, as well as young married couples who are in difficult life situations, will receive informational and advisory assistance. Monthly financial support is also provided for housing, clothing, food, and other necessities. The Bulgarian Church prays for the enlightenment of those who maliciously distort the truth and for a way to overcome the Ukrainian Schism. This was announced on November 4th by Metropolitan Seraphim Onevrakop. The hierarch said that at some point the Bulgarian Church also experienced a schism, but it was incomparably smaller in scale than the Ukrainian one. I quote, "We worry and pray that this division would be overcome, and so that a way to solve it sooner is found, primarily through repentance and a reasonable acceptance of historical circumstances, as they are. And those circumstances clearly testify to the path of autocephaly of the Russian Orthodox Church. They clearly point to those who have fallen away from the unity of this local church. And we're concerned about what is happening today, when they're trying to impose a position that is difficult for Orthodox people to accept." 1,000 days of unceasing prayer, 24/7. This is how long the community of the Canonical Church of the village of Mihalcha in western Ukraine has been protecting its church building from attacks by schismatics of the so-called Orthodox Church of Ukraine. The Assumption Church was under threat of seizure after illegal re-registration. To save it, a 24/7 duty had been established. Since then, believers have experienced mocking and insults from schismatics, pressure at work, they've been ignored by judges and government officials, they've been beaten and attacked with tear gas. The old church building had also suffered abuse from schismatics. The raiders knocked out the doors of the church and cut down the entrance to the narthex. However, such pressure had no effect. According to the defenders of the church building, the greatest treasure for them was prayer and worship. Believers got strengthened spiritually and physically because they have to pray in the open air at any time of the year and in any weather. The recognition of Ukrainian schismatics has thrown the Church of Greece into a state of chaos. This was stated by Mr. Afanasi Zoitakis, Associate Professor of the Department of Church History of the Moscow Theological Academy. According to the scholar, the Ukrainian issue has divided the Greek clergy. Some bishops accept the schismatic OCU, while others, on the contrary, distance themselves and can celebrate only with representatives of the canonical Ukrainian Orthodox Church. At the same time, these hierarchs will concelebrate with each other and with clergy from other Orthodox churches. Zoitakis adds that from the canonical point of view, this is an absolute chaos. The historian compared modern events with the situation between the first and the second ecumenical councils, when the church was split into many divisions, and representatives of these divisions were also communicating with each other rather chaotically. But then a way out was found and the church was reunited. The expert expressed the hope that healthy forces in the Greek Orthodoxy would help to overcome this split with the help of Orthodox canons and dogmas. If someone proved to me that Christ is outside the truth, and that in reality the truth were outside of Christ, then I should prefer to remain with Christ rather than with the truth. This famous statement belongs to the great Russian writer Fyodor Dostoyevsky, whose 200th anniversary is now celebrated in Russia and the whole world. Dostoyevsky's work is known and loved everywhere. It is by Dostoyevsky that people abroad familiarize themselves with Russia and the Russian personality. It is also impossible not to empathize with his characters, who are inspired by life itself. Few people know that the Russian State Historical Library still holds a copy of the Gospel with which Dostoevsky spent 4 years in a forced labor prison camp in Siberia. During the celebration of the writer's anniversary, the Russian TV channel Kultura will broadcast a documentary movie made by Metropolitan Hilarion of Volokоламsk, chairman of the Moscow Patriarchate's Department for External Church Relations. Chulpan Khamatova, Vladimir Spivakov, Evgeny Mironov and the Metropolitan Hilarion himself will talk about the life and the work of the writer and reveal amazing and unknown details of his biography. The movie will be uploaded on the YouTube channel of the Jesus Portal. Well, this is all for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time on The Orthodox View.